Hey guys, welcome back. Modi 101 here, and we are back in the world of Magic Farms 3, picking up shortly after we left off. And we are, this thing is just shooting like crazy, isn't it? You're going kooky. Alright, let's see something. Let's put that back like that. Can I get in here to see this? What if I take this out? Alright. Okay, so this one's still filling up from that one. Alright, cool. Okay, so I do want to get a little bit more mana production going. And I think to do that, we are going to make ourselves a few thermal lilies. Alright. So we got the mystical brown petal. We need one of those. One red, one mana brown, and one light gray. Okay, and I think I'm going to make... I'll make like 2 of these for now. So we're going to need... Let's look at that again. Going to have to double everything. 2 red, 2 brown, or 4 red. So 1, 2, 3, that's 5. 4 red, 4 brown, and then what was the last one we needed? Wow, my horrible memory. And then 2 light gray. Okay, and then we need to come up here. We need to make 2 of these reds into mana petals. So 1 and 2, okay. And then we need to make 2 of these brown ones, 1 and 2, okay. And we should be good to go. All right, let's head down here. Let's grab our bucket. Let's get some water in the old pedestal. Put our bucket back. Okay, so we want 1 of these. 1 of these, 1 of these. Got to make these one at a time, unfortunately. 1 of these, and 1 of these. Okay, grab some seeds, toss it in. Boom, we got ourselves 1. All right, so we're going to basically just do the same thing one more time. Water, nope. Why does it put the one, whatever. Put the water in here, and then that, and that, followed by... Need one more thing of that, and there we go. All right, cool. While we're down here, let's take 1 of these, and I think 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go ahead and make another mana spreader, because it does not hurt to have them to, well, spread mana. It's in the name. I mean, it's right there. All right, so we got 1 of those. All right, so let's head up here. Let's figure out exactly where we want to put this. I'm thinking if I take this out, okay, and then I put this bad boy like there, all right, and then we're going to get into bind mode, so that one wants to aim here. Okay, cool. All right, for now we're going to take our 2 thermal lilies and we're going to pop them down like this. All right, let's pop over and grab some coal. Now, you can put down a piece of coal, and basically what'll happen is these things will then eat that piece of coal. And for a certain amount of time, they will produce mana. It's pretty simple. It basically just turns coal into mana. The one cool part is they will also consume blocks of coal, and it will run, you guessed it, 9 times longer. So I like that. So we'll come over here. So all we got to do is this. We come over when we need some mana. We toss 1 of these bad boys down. It should eat it. There, it eat it. You can see the little particle effect it has. And then let's take that off bind mode. And as you can see, it is just chugging out mana left and right. So that's pretty cool. So, and it is going in here pretty well. So we are filling up. So, all right, cool. Okay, so I was looking through the book, and I was looking at like some of the different stuff. So let's kind of take a second in here. So we got generating flora. So these are pretty much all of the flowers that will produce mana. That's all they do. So day blooms, we obviously know, it uses sunlight to make mana. Endoflame we just made, obviously uses coal to make mana. This one right here, Neuroblast of mana, ignite a block of TNT. So basically, this is TNT. I don't want to mess with that in our dirt and wood treehouse, so we're going to skip that one. This one right here basically eats food, so any excess of food you have. That one's not bad for our situation because we generate so much food, but I'm not into it. Hydrangeas, obviously we already have. Munching Dew, this one is this one is cool, except in our situation. Basically what this does is this eats leaves. Okay? Eats leaves, turns it into mana. So basically, if you put like a tree farm up around it, tree grows, eats the leaves, shoots mana. We live in a tree. I'm a fan of our leaves. I know they're probably out of its range, but I'm good. This one here, this has to do with slimes. I don't feel like dealing with that. We know what the nightshade is. This one basically would take our experience and turn it into mana. That's a really cool one because it actually works very efficiently. The only drawback to that is that, we need our mana. And finally, the Thermal Lily, it works exactly like the hydrangeas, except it eats lava. The only drawback to that is this little trick we're doing with the hydrangeas where we're basically giving it an unlimited water supply. We can't, at least to my knowledge, we can't do that with lava. So we're not going to actually be able to do that with lava. So right now, I really think we kind of have like the best for our situation. I mean, these bad boys will run nonstop. As long as there's a place for the mana to go, these guys will not stop. We don't have to do anything for them. Considering that we have both day blooms and nightshades, as long as it's, day or night, they're working, so they're good. Thermal lilies take a little bit more work because I actually have to come up here and give them, stuff. I could put, like, a dropper on a timer, but these are more here for, like, oh, poop, this isn't generating enough mana, we need to get some more, let's just throw some coal down. So alright, let's head over, let's grab some sleep to make sure the night goes away, and then we're going to kind of get into a little bit more of some of the other flowers that kind of like that that one we just made in the last episode, the Clayconia. There's another set of flowers that basically will do something for us in the trade of using mana. So we have some that produce mana, some that use mana to do a function for us. So we're going to head over there and do that real quick. Alright, I know I can teleport, but I'm on the same level. So, alright, so let's head over here. Let's look into our book and let's see what else we can kind of make that will help us out. Like I said, the Clayconia, it's very specific to some, to what we need. But I will tell you there'll be a point where I really need clay, and it will be a godsend at that point. So, alright, so let's pop in here, and let's go over here to functional flora. So that's what all these are. These are the ones. So let's kind of go through these. So this one basically, is like a crops flower, which I could probably make. I would have to make a lot of them, and it would use a ton of mana to do this whole field. And maybe, you know what, when we get into kind of automating our crop production, like I think I'm going to attempt, I have never done it, but in a not too distant future episode, I think we're going to try and get into the golems that we can make, gather food for us and whatnot. When it gets to that point and this stuff is being regularly harvested, then maybe we can make one of those flowers. But for right now, it's really not going to do a whole lot for us, so... Bellathrone, it basically will hurt anything but players that are around it. So this is something that would be kind of cool as time progresses, that we can literally just put around our base using mana spreaders to shoot mana to them, and any mobs that come within range of it will just get murderized. That'll be really, really cool on like a Blood Moon. I think that would be really neat. So, alright. Clayconia we've already done. Basically, the Daffodil works as a fan, which would be cool in like a mob grinder. This one here basically is a little bit more specific. It will attack adult animals. So you could pretty much make like an animal grinder out of this. Like if you use the grinder from Manufacturer Reloaded, where you can set it to only grind the adults. That way the babies will grow, because, you know, you kill a baby, it doesn't give you anything other than just guilt. All right, let's hit this. Come on. I think we're going to have to go update our food a little bit here in a sec. So, you know what? I don't even know what we have in here. We're running on footlongs. Let's, before we get anything else, let's pop back down here and see if we can kind of switch out some of the food we have. Let's actually look and see what we have in here. See, I really don't want these in here, to be honest with you. I guess I can just put these things down in this area. Only because these aren't very nourishing, and I kind of want to use these for other things. So let's do this, and that nope. Alright, did that work? Yeah, that worked. Okay. So let's eat something, just get a little bit more juice going. Okay, cool. Alright, we're heading back. Heading back. Boom. Okay, so where were we? Death Throne. Exo Flame, basically. This one's kind of cool, and I might try this one. I've never made this one before, but I think this might be a kind of interesting thing to do. And I don't know if it'll work with these tables. Let's grab some cobble. I have an idea. We're going to do a little bit of a test here, because sometimes, a lot of the time, things won't work with, you know, other mods. So let's just see something here. Let's make 4 of these. Alright. We're going to do this as kind of a tester type thing. Alright, so we got 4 of those. Oh, yes, for the first time, I literally just made a furnace. Really? It always confuses me when it does that. Okay, so we're going to pop back here. And now we have this bad boy right here. And let's put in 4 of these. So we'll put in every corner. And this gives us 4 of these. Okay, so let's see what it takes to make not the Endo Flame, but the Thermal Lily. Where's my book? Rune of Summer and Rune of Fire. Eee. This one may be a little bit too big for us, but we'll see. Where is it? Is it this one? Is it the Exo Flame? Yeah. All right, so the petals are no problem. Rune of Summer. 2 sand, a slime ball, a melon. We need a Rune of Earth, which we have, but we need a Rune of Air. So we would need carpet, feather, and string. All right, so let's do this. Let's head over and let's start just gathering up some of the stuff we're going to need. And I'm just going to kind of, you know, dump chest some stuff real quick that I really just don't need on me right now. Put that away. Don't need that right now. I don't think I need that. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so let's do this. So first off, we want to make... Wow, my fingers completely forgot what I was doing. We want to make a Rune of Summer. So we are going to need... we have Runes of Earth, right? That's the ones we have. Yeah, that's the ones we just made. And then... I know I can use backspace. And then we need Runes of Air. So we need some Mana Steel, which we have. So string, feather, and carpet. Okay, so let's grab some of this stuff. Make sure we have everything. String. And then carpet. Did I ever find any carpet? I might just have to use some wool. Which I think we have. Oh, we have 100. We had 101. What a fancy number. I'm a fan of that number. 101. Get it? It's my name. Nope, it's not how it is. It's like that. Alright, so we got ourselves 3 of those. And then we are going to need, you know what, I'm just going to grab a stack. I lied. A stack of iron. Okay, and then finally we needed some feathers. Which I should have right... Do I not have feathers? Oh, they're there. Okay. I was like, what the heck? Alright, with all the chickens we killed. Alright, so we basically have everything for this. Rune of Air. We have all of that. Okay. So we needed the Rune of Air to make the Rune of Summer. I have those. So we need melon, slime ball, and a couple of sand. So let's grab, what's our sand situation look like? We literally have 2 sand. I'm going to have to go sand hunting in between episodes. So 2 sand. We needed melon, which I'm really hoping we have, because I never really planted melon seeds, did I? Do I really not have melons? Oh, they're there. Okay. I have 2 melons. Okay, and we actually only technically need 1, because I think we're only going to be able to afford to make 1 of these rooms this summer. And then I think we needed a slime ball, if I remember correctly. Oh, come on. I've had to run into a slime. That's a snowball. Oh, you're going to be difficult, aren't you? You're going to make me come up 1 short. Slime ball. I can make... it seems like a lot of work to get that. Cactus, but I would have to have the alchemy catalyst, which I don't have. How do we get treated? Okay, so... lime green dye, leather, and water makes us treated leather, and then we can cook that. So let's see. We should have leather. Am I missing? Let me just double check that I'm not missing slime balls. What is that? Gelatinous slime. I don't think it has to be slime balls. I don't know where else I would have put them. No, over here. Let's just before we end up doing some big project we don't need to do, let's just make sure I didn't run across any in here. And I may be blind to them, but I don't see them. Okay. So we are going to grab ourselves, we'll grab ourselves 5 of those. We have a water bucket, and then we needed lime green, which is going to be, I think I'm going to have to basically use the floral version, because I don't really have cactus. Alright, so 3, and then we grab this bad boy, do this, plus this gives us this. Alright, we grab our buckets here, grab a couple buckets of water. Alright, and then it was leather, water, and this gives us that. We'll make a couple more just because we have it. I think I actually had 2 buckets of water. I did. Alright, so there's another one of those, and just for funsies, there's another one of those. And I will actually just leave that leather in there. Okay, and then we just basically have to then cook this, right? And that should give us our slime balls. And boom, there we go. There we go. Okay, see, the bad part is we're sneaking up. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to finish this up in this episode, so, but we can at least get it started. So see if we can at least get some of these rooms. So maybe between episodes, what I might do is just take some time and just make a bunch of the runes. Just basically what we're doing here. So, all right, so first off, we need to make the Rune of Air. So we need 3 mana steel, string, feather, and carpet. Alright, so 3 mana steel, 1, 2, and 3. And then a piece of string, throw the rest on the ground like that. That's how I do things, don't judge me. Alright, carpet, and 1 feather. And then this bad boy should be ready to go. Alright, so we'll let that cook up. While that's cooking up, let's look real quick here at and once we have that, then we're going to need the melon, the slime balls, and the 2 sand on the rune of culture, and that'll be able to give us that. And then we should have, we got to make the rune of fire. I'll start setting up some of this stuff in between episodes. I may start moving, maybe set up right here some drawers and put some of this stuff over here as well. So let's see if we can just make up these last 2 runes. I know I have this place pretty well lit up, but, I mean, yeah, we're on normal. It's weird, because I know I have, like, all of this fenced off, and it's lit up, but, and I know I put down a lot of stuff. I'm just not seeing any mobs on the mini-map. Like, right there, it's dark. You would think there'd be mobs. There's a pissy cow over there, but besides that. Alright. Of course, now that I said that, I'll be attacked, so. Alright, let's see how this bad boy is coming along. Oh, we're almost there. Do I have any more? I do. I love when I'm prepared. Alright, So let's throw this bad boy on here. Give it just a second. And smack. Boom. That gives us 3 of those. All right. So let's make this last one. 2 sand, slime ball, melon, 1 rune of air, 1 rune of earth. So we got that and that. So boom. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Let's try that again. That goes there. Give me 1 of these. That goes there. And then it was 2 sand. 1, 2. And melon. And I believe 1 slime ball. And I think that was it. And boom. Yeah, there we go. Now it's cooking. All right, so I will start gathering stuff. I will really want to show you guys how you make the runes and how, you know, the basic runes like the air and water and fire and whatnot basically just take, because if you look here, even the rune of fire is basic. It takes mana, steel, and nether wart. But as you get into a lot of the other runes, just to kind of show you guys, the rune of spring. So there's a rune of spring, summer, fall, or autumn, and winter. And those are like second tier ones. And then we have this, you know, well, the rune of mana, that's a basic one. And then we have like the 7 deadly sins: lust, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. And there's a gluttony one probably in the last page down here somewhere. Somewhere around here there's a gluttony one. So anyways, those are like the 3rd tier. So if we look, oh, there's gluttony. So if we look at this, we need winter and fire and 2 mana diamonds to get those. So that's basically how they work. So, all right, so let's just make up one last one of these. And, you know, for the most part, other than the ingredients that are involved, it's really the same process. So that's why I wanted to spend a little time showing you guys how we make these runes so that I can do them off camera and you really won't be missing out on much. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments section. And until the next episode of Magic Farm 3, I want to thank you guys for hanging out, and we will see you then. Bye.